this is one of my favorite, is the translation app. It is an example of the state of artificial intelligence, is that this can work, is so dramatic, such a dramatic improvement in the last 5 years of artificial intelligence, that it's pretty sophisticated. So I'm going to very quickly go through a bunch of these, going from oral or just verbal to text. So the translation of audio, the actual speaking, to text, then text language to translation, so speaking in English, and then have it show up in multiple languages. So this is just an incremental complexity, just straight, the idea of going from just speech, which is by sound vibration, to text, that the computers can do that now. Then it will be from text to a translation into a different language. And then we can do it in various languages. So this is, notice these two symbols. So I always want to make sure people understand these symbols. This, you might have to download these from Google Play Store. This is the Google Assistant. This is the speech app. Notice this is the same as if you bought a Google Assistant speaker system. These are very similar. When we kind of older folks look at the screen, we go left to right and down the screen like we're reading a book. But the young people look different. The first thing they look at is this part of the screen. Then they scatter look across the screen. So they'll see this icon here before we will. Notice this little icon right here. It shows up in multiple places. So what is that? This is in Google Keep. Let's go back. Okay. I'm going to bring up my screen here. Let's see if I can do this. Oh. Stop and bring up my screen. I'm over here. Camlink. Notice that I have the assistant on my main home screen. I'm going to bring this up and bring it, and then I'm going to touch the little keyboard there. Notice on the right side there, where it has the little speaker, I'm going to touch that. What's the temperature in Ashland, Oregon? So it will bring it up. That's the translation from audio to text, and then it looks it up. So let me go into the Keep Notes. That's the same as Notes on Apple. And I'm going to start a new one. Notice this is kind of a standard screen, but what I'm asking you to find is the microphone. Do you see it just above the keyboard? Now is the time for all good people to come to the aid of their country, period. Space, space. Oh, see, it doesn't recognize. So it is actually recognizing all of my speech and translating the vibrations into actual speech. I'm going to hit enter, enter. The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. Makes a mistake. The difference between plain and plain. Not perfect, but. Okay. Let's see if I can jump back to me and bring up the screen again. I'm working quickly. Now, notice that there's two different icons. This is in messages. It might be an older version. The top microphone records sound. The bottom microphone is sound to text. Notice the difference between the symbols. I'll do that in just a second. This is Google Translate. I'm jumping around very quickly. This is the symbol for Google Translate. You have to download it, most probably, but it is worth your while. Notice the difference at the bottom. Translate speech to another language. Take a picture of speech, of a language, like a menu, and it will translate it. And this is the conversation I brought up. I was with a woman who spoke Norwegian, and we tried this. Hopefully it's improved. Here are the languages. And what this means is it has to download its artificial intelligence, that if you want it to translate Estonian for you from English to Estonian, it's gonna take a second or two to download the Estonian language, or Hindi, or Igbo. I think that's in Nigeria, is where that language is from. Let's see here.
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
I'll go, we're running very much on time, but here's an example of translating Arabic. This is the book I bought, but this is the Arabic side. This is the human translation. But if I point the camera at the Arabic, it will change it to this. It's a little bit difficult to read, but it does it live. Here's Microsoft Translate. You can download that. I might just skip that part here. I'm going to stop. I'm going to bring up my phone again, and I'm going to unlock my phone. And let's see now if I can find Google Translate. Google Translate, where's Google? Oh, there it is, down at the bottom. I've put it in a folder called language. But first, let's do this one. Start a chat. I'm going to send it to Maureen. Notice the microphone there. That's speech. Press and hold. Hello, Maureen. How things going in your world? And I could send that to Maureen. Now I'm going to do there. Notice the two microphones on the middle right-hand side. if I hit the bottom one, the one that's filled in, watch, I've got the cursor you can see flashing in text message. Oh, Maureen, let's go out on a hot date after this session, okay? I won't hit on you that hard, but then when we come home, hubba. And then I can see how it actually brings up, and I hit that and it stops translating. And then I can send the text. I think this is what young people do a lot nowadays. They'll do this. Oh, I can't take you a message right now, but I'll call you once I'm through with this meeting. So there's what if you get one thing out, it's the difference between the two microphones. The one on top that has the open space in it actually records the sound. And the one that's filled in translates the sound to text. Now I'm going to go to Google Translate. I think this is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to switch those around. Notice that I brought down I showed at the bottom. There's the different languages, English back and forth to Greek. And then there's the different symbols, conversation, the actual translation of the text, and the camera where you take a picture if you were like in a restaurant and wanted to see what was on the menu. But let's just change it from Greek to German. And now I'm going to enter, hello, good friend. I'm glad that we got a chance to meet. And notice the symbols that are above the German. There's the symbol for copy and paste. That's what the two, I'm sorry I can't bring them up, but I point out my pointer, I don't think shows up on the screen, does it? No, it doesn't. But there's the word German. Immediately to the right, there's a square with that is copy, and then you can paste. And then there's the speaker. Well, it's for some reason it's not giving me the sound. Let's see. No, it's not showing the English either. But that is, let's go. Let's do to Arabic. The next session will be on the scientific qualities of lead. So if you were at a conference on metals, you could bring up these different languages here. And if you were in Arabic, if you spoke Arabic and you were listening to a person, you could do it. You could follow along somewhat. But let's look at conversation. So now I am talking in English. Now I wanted to find out how you were doing. Is everything okay with you? Is your family okay? Then the Arabic person could respond. And then I could go back. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that your family is doing well. And your wife too? She's doing well, your wife? Let me see now. So there's Arabic. I wanted to do that for the linguistic complexity of the situation. But I'm going to change it to German, which I know a little bit of. So I'm going to hit conversation down at the bottom where it says conversation. I'll hit conversation. I'm so glad that we had a chance to get together. I'm so glad that we had a chance to get together. Ja, es ist sehr gut, dass wir have getreffen. Oh, well, so you could see where the languages could go back and forth between the two languages where you were speaking. Ja, wir kann gehen zwischen die zweite Sprache. So you can, meine Deutsch is nicht so gut. So you can see how that would work if you were in a shop or if you were meeting friends in the train station or things of that. So this, I think this is an excellent example of artificial intelligence. Language is one of the most complex human capabilities, and they are getting close to figuring it out. This is Microsoft's version of it. I'm not so sure how it works. Any questions? We're kind of